Hey yo, what's up, beautiful people? This is your boy, D Blancas, back at you with another geometry lesson. So this is lesson number 13 called rotations. All right. So this is the opening exploratory challenge. It's gonna be kind of fun. At least I think it's fun because I'm a nerd, right? And nerds rule the world. So what we're going to do is this angle right here, which I'm going to highlight with my brown marker, all right? I need you to go ahead and cut out this angle, and you can even extend the lines a little bit. You're actually gonna need to do that. And then connect it, all right? And cut that angle out. So go ahead and do it now. Okay, so here it is. I cut this out. There it is, you saw. So hopefully you've done the exact same thing. So let me reposition my camera a little bit. And this is what we're going to do. What they want us to do is, in this opening exercise, they want us to grab this image, and the instructions are up here. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see it better. They want us to grab this image and rotate it this way from point P. So we're going to use point P for this. It's going to be rotated going this way. All right? They want us to use only this. Okay? And a ruler. You're going to need a ruler for that. So I honestly want you to just pause the video right now. Pause it. Are you pausing it? If you're still listening to me, it's because you didn't pause it. Pause the video and try to redraw this image over here using this and your ruler. So take a few minutes. Go. All right, so this is what you needed to do. So hopefully you took the time to try to figure this out. But what we're going to do is get the 75 degrees that we cut out. We're going to put the vertex at B right here and line it up with A. Okay? Then I'm going to put a marking right here where A is. So you see how it's marked? Now, you're going to grab your handy dandy ruler and you're going to measure that. So I'm going to use centimeters. So I'm going to measure that from here to about where I made that mark. That's about 5.5 centimeters. All right, that's about 5.5 centimeters. So what I'm going to do is measure 5.5 centimeters over here also. So put the 5.5, mark it. So it's right here on this paper. So hopefully you see that I also marked it. So it's 5.5, 5.5. So I'm gonna line up the vertex again with the A right there. And where I put this mark, I'm gonna put a dot there. And that is my A prime. So you see how I have that? I just rotated this A going this way 75 degrees. You're going to do the same thing with your B. So right here, lining up with your B. It's about there. Mark it, measure it, and you're going to do this with every single point. Measure it. This is about 5.8. So I'm going to measure 5.8 over here. Hopefully you can see this. So 5.8 is about right there on my paper. All right, so there's my marking. And line this up again with B. There we go. So this one, I'm going to mark the B, and that's my B prime. So if you see, if I were to connect these two, I just made this line over here. Do the same thing with F. Do the same thing with C. The same thing with D. The same thing with E. So go ahead and do that. Have fun. All right, so after you did every single point, you should have gotten this image just using this little cutout. All right, so not too bad, huh? Look at that. Look at what you were able to draw. Cool. So that was the opening exercise. So now, this part, don't worry about it. Okay, not needed. I know we cut it out. It's not needed, so don't worry about that back page. And honestly, don't even worry too much about this page either. You are going to have some Cornell notes that we have for you, so make sure to get it after this video. Cool. Now, we're going to flip to page 71, okay? So right there, 71. And we're going to do these problems right here. So there's a few things that I need you to do. All right? Number 1. So the first thing for exercises 1 and 2, I need you to find the point of rotation. Identify it. Where is it? The second thing, which direction is it rotating? The direction of rotation. All right? And then the last thing is the angle of rotation. Rotation. There we go. So those are the 3 things I need you to do for problems number 1 and for problem number 2. So go ahead and pause this video and do it. All right. From here, I'm going to show you. So hopefully you did this correctly. So for the first one, what you need to do is identify the point of rotation, which I'm going to highlight in green. It's right there. Point D. Because it's rotating from that point. All right? So this is your point, and I'm abbreviating your point of rotation. Cool. Now, you need to know which angle is it rotating in. So we're going to choose a point, either A, B, or C. I'm going to stick with C. So I'm going to extend this line a little bit more. Just like so. All right, and it doesn't matter which one you chose. You could have chosen A, you could have chosen B. Doesn't matter. And C corresponds with C prime. So I'm going to extend the line for this one as well. So right there. And extend that line. Okay? So I'm going to highlight both of these lines with the brown marker. All right? So that is our angle. And you could have chosen A, then you would have done A prime. You could have chosen B, then you would have done B prime. All right? Now, at this point, you're going to grab your handy-dandy protractor and you're going to figure out what is the angle. So right here, I'm lining it up, so hopefully you can see this. With my C prime, it's going to be lined up. And I'm noticing that it's about, that's hard to see. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. So you can see, oh, now it's moving a lot. Oh no, technical difficulties, please stand by. There we go. There we go, you can see that much better. So I'm gonna line this up. You can see that it crosses about 75, 76 degrees. So your point of direction is 76 degrees. All right, but keep in mind that it is going this way. and that is a negative direction. So that's negative. So your answer should be negative 76, or it should be 76 clockwise. All right, if it was going the other direction, that's positive. Okay, cool. Now over here, your point of rotation is E. All right, so it's not one of the points of your images. So this is your point of rotation. And we know that it is rotating this way. It is going counterclockwise, so that's a positive angle measure. And same thing as the other one, go ahead and pick a few points. You can choose whichever one you want. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose C, but like I said, you can choose whichever you want. I'm just gonna extend this line. Then I'm gonna do the same thing with C prime. About right there, and extend that line. All right, I'm gonna use the brown so you can see it better. So it's going like that. Cool. Now use your protractor to measure the angle. So I'm gonna line this up at the center. Good. And we can see that it is roughly about 50 degrees. All right, so this is roughly 50 degrees. As it lines up here. Here's your 40, here's your 50, your 60. Awesome. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. That's actually kind of like the simple part. Going on to this next one, example number 3. This one's a tough one. Here's the thing. They don't give us the point of rotation. So that's one of the things that we need. So I'm going to write it up here. Find point of rotation. So we have to construct it. So I'm just going to write here as a note, construct it. That means we got to draw it, we got to do something. The direction of rotation, so same thing as the other one, direction of rotation, and then your angle of rotation. So that's what we need to do. So I want you to pause the video and see if you can do this yourself. So go ahead and do that. All right, welcome back. So hopefully you were able to figure it out. If not, let's go through this together. The steps were written down here, in case you didn't notice. They were written here, but they are kind of confusing. So what we're going to do is connect points A and A prime. So we're just going to connect them, just like this. Okay? I'm going to highlight that in green so you can see it a lot better. And we're going to build the perpendicular bisector. So from here, we can measure it A prime as the center, A as your radius. Draw the circle. This just keeps moving a lot though. Okay. Then flip it, A as your center, and then A prime as your radius. So let me just line it up there. So it's about there. So you should have created this. All right. We have these 2 points of intersection right here. So go ahead and with your ruler connect them. So we just created this perpendicular bisector. All right, and I'm going to highlight this in green also. So we just created that. Do the same thing with B and B prime. All right, so B and B prime. We're going to connect this here. Oh no, I can't move it. There we go. That's going to be in brown, just so it stands out a little bit better. We're going to do the exact same thing with your compass. So make B prime, B, do that, flip it, do it again, oh, there we go. So you should have gotten this, zoom out, and you see these 2 points of intersection right there. Use your ruler to connect them. Connect, connect, connect. Cool. Let me highlight that in brown so you can see it. There we go. And notice, hopefully you see this, that these two lines intersect right here. That is my point of rotation. All right, that's my point of rotation. There. I didn't have it, now I do. So for these problems, you just have to find a perpendicular bisector. That's really it. So we have this one checked, the direction. We know it's going this way, so it's positive. So then that's check. And now we need to find the angle of rotation. And now it's like those other problems. Pick a point, it does not matter. I'm gonna do B. So I'm gonna connect this point of rotation with B. I'm gonna connect this point of rotation with B prime. Right here. All right, and then using my compass, I am going to measure that. So this is about 79 degrees. All right, so this is about 79 degrees. So that's after I measured it. All right, and again, I have measured these two because there's my angle. Cool. That's really just it. Because now you have your exercises 4 and 5, and then you got your problem set. All right. So one is just finding the angle of rotation, which we can do, and then the other one is doing the point of rotation, which we just learned how to do. So hopefully you understood this lesson. If not, please ask questions. But great job. Take care.